How's it going? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good time because I am in a great mood, and I'll tell you why. Because justice has been served. It has been served cold, brutal, and the way it should be against a scumbag like Ian Watkins. This guy was a piece of trash. He was. Today is Sunday. Yesterday, he was in prison, as he should have been a long time ago. If you don't know who he was the singer for the terrible band Lost Prophets. Actually, I can't say if they're terrible or not. I've never actually listened to them. Some emo bullshit, but um, I don't know. I will never listen to them. I will never give them any time. But yes, Ian Watkins was arrested in 2012 for misdeeds. Let's just say misdeeds against children. 27. He was found with 27 terabytes of CP in his possession. 27 terabytes. Think about that. That's 27,000 megabytes of CP, and him doing some of the acts with these children, ruining their lives, stealing their innocence, just horrible, horrible things. This man was not human. This person, he was just an animal, a piece of trash, and he got what he deserved. He was originally arrested in 2012. He'd been arrested 3 times on drug charges. The third time, he was caught smuggling drugs from the US into the UK. And that's when he had also, the police had been tipped off about his habits and did absolutely nothing about it. It wasn't until the third charge, drug charge, that they decided to actually do some investigating, which tells me that they were more concerned about the drugs than they were with the horrible things he was doing with children. I don't get it. I don't understand that. It's just stupid. Like, do your fucking job, okay? I mean, people like that should be off the streets. And now here's another kicker that was also happened. It was some of the parents. He would use his power, I guess you could say, as a celebrity to persuade some of the parents to let him have access to their kids, knowing what they were going to do. He'd even one set of parents, he'd even sent images of the things he was doing to their kid to them, and the response, he said something along the lines of, if you belong to me, so do your kids, something disgusting like that. And I hope that these parents also got their, I didn't look into it, but I hope that they got arrested too. And yeah, it's let's just say DJ Delay, let's fire up that wood chipper because it's Fargo season, if they're still alive, or still around. But yeah, in 2012, he was arrested on drug charges, which prompted the police to finally do a proper investigation, finding 27, like I said, 27 terabytes. Think about that. I have a 1 terabyte external hard drive that's just got movies and music and just other stuff on there. Nothing disgusting like he had, obviously, but like, and it's not even close to being full. Like how do you have that much? And especially when you're in some of the things, and he was doing sex acts on animals as well. Like, this was a disgusting, worthless piece of filth. And I have absolutely, absolutely no sympathy or empathy or anything for this piece of garbage. And I'm glad what happened. So he gets arrested, and he's a high profile. He's a celebrity, so he's a high profile criminal, high profile inmate, and I think he was under watch, but he was in a prison in the UK, which is apparently, I can't remember what it was called, the real name, but it was the most violent prison in the country, and I think it was nicknamed Monster Mansion or something, and that's where he was. And over the years, he had been beaten, stabbed. Like one time, I think it was in 2014, that he was kidnapped by other inmates, brought into a cell where he was brutally assaulted, shanked, and probably a few other things, if you get my meaning. And again, no sympathy. He deserved it. And I don't care if people are mad and say, oh, that's a human life. No, it's not. No, a human wouldn't do something like that. This was a monster. This was a piece of trash. But in 2014, yeah, he got a little bit of prison justice. Now skip ahead to just recently, Saturday, which was whatever the date was. I can't even remember. Let me see. Hold on. I can look here on the tablet. Okay, yeah. So on the 11th, Saturday, October 11th, should be declared a holiday, at least in the should be a prison, All Saints prison day. But just for this, at least in that prison. But but yeah, the guys that did it, I don't know anything about them personally. I didn't look into it. But if you go online, it says he was stabbed, but in reality, he was severely beaten, stabbed, yes, and they got him so deep that he was practically decapitated. And they did it in front of the guards, the other inmates, not a single fuck to give. And of course, they're gonna, if they weren't already in there for life sentences, they will be now. But I'm hoping they already were. So like in spite of what they did, that I'm totally behind and supportive. Like if they're already in there for life sentence, they're not really losing anymore. If they weren't, and now they are, that's a little bit unfortunate, especially for, the guy was garbage, and because of him, they're in there for life. But anyway, they're going to go in the hole for however long they end up in the hole. I've never been to prison, thankfully. That never happens. But yeah, they're going to do some time in the hole, and I think a lot of the other inmates are just going to look at them as heroes. And as far as the parents of the one victim that were supportive of, or not supportive of him, but allowed him access to their kids, I hope something happens to you too, because that is also, I always think that's worse in a way, because it's your own kids and you're just saying, here you go, do what you want, send us pics, whatever, right? But I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? How do you feel about it? I mean, there are people that say a life is a life and whatever, but I don't care. You can get mad at me, you can hate me for my opinion on this. I couldn't care less. This guy was scum, garbage, and the world's better off without him. And I'm really glad to know too that his last moments were probably extremely terrifying for him. So good. Because think of all the lives that he's ruined, traumatized, people that have to go through their life reliving the awful things. And some of these things, these were not just, say, like older kids or young teens or whatever. These were from toddlers, like babies, to like 13 and 14-year-olds. Like, think about that. It's bad enough if it's someone who's underage, especially like 14, 13. That's bad enough. But babies, like the hatred I could just, for this man, he is probably one of the worst predators in recent history, and fuck him. But like I said, tell me your opinions on it. Tell me how you feel. Maybe you disagree, maybe you agree with me. I don't really care. You don't even have to keep it friendly for this video, because it is a serious and touchy subject. And like I said, it's justice is served. And to the guys that did it, assuming that your charges weren't something disgusting that have to do with, swinging your dick around and where it shouldn't be, hey, my hat is off to you, and I would shake your hands if you're right here with me, unless you did some disgusting crimes yourself. I mean, then I might just thumbs up for this, but that's where it ends. Anyway, if you watched it all the way, thank you so much. If you want to subscribe, and like I said, comment, please do that, because I want to know other people's opinions of this. And I guess until the next one.